arraignment on July the 25th, Justice Owoibo adjourned till November the 14th for the federal government to formally open its case against Godwin Emefiele. But this hearing is prompted by new developments. The Deputy Director of Public Prosecutions from the Federal Ministry of Justice, Nkiru Jones-Nebo, in an application dated August the 3rd, is seeking leave of this court to appeal against its order granting the defendant bail and for him to be transferred from the custody of the Department of State Security to a correctional facility pending the fulfillment of his bail conditions. Despite that order, the DSS and correctional officers engaged in a fight in the court premises at the last sitting over who takes custody, leading to the defendant's rearrest by the DSS. Lead Defense Counsel Joseph Daudu, SAN, is also seeking an order prohibiting the government from further prosecuting Mr. Emefiele or seeking any indulgence before the court owing to its disobedience of the court's subsisting ruling. On Thursday, the State Council urged the court to allow them move their motion as both sides had filed responses. But the court overruled that position, agreeing with the defense that hearing the government's motion first would render the defense application futile.
The reason why the application was not taken today, as regards our own application, was that despite the fact that we served the federal government on the 8th of August, I was only served with their response today. And I'm not a mobile or encyclopedia of the legal profession. I need to look at what they have said, discuss it with the team, and we'll come up with a position. And we simply ask the court to give us just one day. The court has ruled that our application takes priority. Our application, in my humble view, is jurisdictional. It calls upon the court's jurisdiction to even protect its powers. A court order that you are flouting, the same court that you have desecrated.
The defense team says it has had limited access to Mr. Emefiele since his rearrest, but doesn't divulge his exact location.
The Southwest Security Network, codenamed Amotekun Corps, was established on the 9th of January 2020 by the 6 governors in the region to address security challenges in their states. Ondo was the first state in the region to launch operation of the Amotekun Corps after the operatives underwent series of trainings.
Here, the photograph of one of our fallen heroes.
Addressing journalists on the successes recorded by the command, the state commander of Amotekun, Adetoji Adeleye, said more than 7,000 criminals have been arrested across the state in just 3.5 years of its creation. Out of this figure, more than 1,500 suspects have been charged to court, with judgment secured in some cases.
With our local intellect and unconventional method had assisted us in arresting to date well over 7,000 suspected criminals, out of which over 1,005 of them have been charged to court.
Some of the area officers have also been summarily dismissed for flouting the rules of operations. The commander said the command is facing serious challenges in the area of equipment to mass sophisticated weapons carried by criminals.
I haven't gone this far.
Residents here in Hyper community have again woken up to a sad experience: the gruesome murder of 21 members of the community by gunmen suspected to be Haida militiamen. 5 members of one family were wiped out, along with 3 members of another family, in this midnight attack. Locals in the area and community leaders told TVC News that there was intelligence that the attack will occur a few days ago.
It's quite unfortunate that this attack lasted for close to 30 minutes, but there wasn't any intervention until when vigilante members of this community tried to repel the attackers. They were facing the attackers, and all of a sudden the security came in.
I'm urging all the youths all over, please, that are listening to me, you have the right of living. You have the right of living. You have the right of living. Rise up for self-defense. Self-defense is the only solution for our survival.
The president of the Birom Youth Molders Association faults the security operatives for not taking proactive measures on the intelligence gathered to repel the attacks despite having knowledge of the situation.
It is very unbelievable and quite devastating. How did Colonel Abdusalam, MD Abdusalam, tackle the security situation in Barkiradi local government that they have never been coordinated attack for over 2 years? But upon the assumption of office by the present commander, Barkiladi has come to theater of attacks, pogrom, genocide, and all sort of atrocities without anybody saying anything. The power of Jesus, it will never go in vain.
The authorities must intensify efforts to find a workable solution to this recurring invasion across communities in Plateau State and other affected areas in the country.